Hi, so what I have here is the Instant Vortex 6-quart air fryer. And what I'm going to do is list off a bunch of bad things and a bunch of good things about this particular air fryer. So in my other videos where I'm reviewing the air fryers, I almost always find 8 or 10 bad things that I could list. For this particular one, I'm struggling to even find 4 or 5, and even the bad things that I find are, more neutral or preferences. So the first thing is that there are no presets. And the reason why I say that's not a big deal is because lots of times when you're baking, you're going to have to adjust it to your own particular settings anyway. So the fact that it doesn't have presets, really doesn't matter. Lots of things are, around 375 to 385 degrees anyway. So that is one bad thing, is that there's no presets. Now there is also no pause button. So when I'm in the middle of cooking, what ends up happening is you're gonna just pause it by pulling out the air fryer tray. So that actually pauses it. So there's no explicit button that actually allows you to pause it. So that is a little bit different, but some have it, some don't. This particular one doesn't have it, so that is a bad thing. Now, this is a little bit of a stretch, where if I pull this out and you take a look at the tray itself is all Teflon. So for this particular Instant Pot brand, the Instant Vortex, there is no ceramic. So, the fact that there's no choice between ceramic and Teflon, it's not really a bad thing. But, people sort of like Teflon because sometimes they're used to it. Others like ceramic because that's the newer thing that is tougher and more durable and has less negative chemicals to it, or at least different types of chemicals that create the ceramic. So the fact that it doesn't have a ceramic choice. Now, the only one that really comes with ceramic, the brand that I could find, was actually Ninja. So, if you really want ceramic, you'd go with that Ninja brand. The fourth thing is that this is slightly loud. And so you could hear the fan. Now, whether it's loud or not, they're all pretty much this loud. So those are really the 4 bad things. Now, let me go on to the good things. So one of the good things about this is that it's a flat top. So the reason why it's needed for a flat top is lots of times it'll come in handy. So you might put a dish or tray or utensils on top of this, and it'll just come in handy at some point in time. It also does not get hot, so you can put stuff on top of this. So that is a big plus with these square designs or blocky designs. The other thing is that this is a 3-prong plug. So if you take a look at this is a thicker 3-prong plug. Of the 5 or 6 air fryers that I reviewed, this is the only one with a 3-prong plug. All of the other ones basically have a 2-prong, very standard, very thin sort of cord. Now this other one also has so I'm going to cancel this. This also has Celsius and Fahrenheit. The other ones really just have Fahrenheit. So if I hold this down for 5 seconds, it switches back and forth between Celsius and Fahrenheit. So this is a particularly good feature if you're used to just using Celsius instead of Fahrenheit, or you want to switch back and forth between the two. Now this is very easy to clean, because this particular one is really one of those removable drip trays. It's very easy to clean. You could put it in the dishwasher. The whole thing you could put on the top rack of the dishwasher, and it just cleans very easily. It's not like the ones where it's a tray in a tray or a pan within a pan, and those are a little bit harder to clean. Looking at the exterior style, you see this type of material is just a hard plastic, and it has a nice little brushed look to it. And the brushed look to it makes it basically fingerprint free. So that's a good aspect of this, is that it's basically fingerprint. It's not a fingerprint magnet, and it stays clean. And so the other thing about this is that it maximizes the countertop space with the food tray area. So you'll notice here is that the base itself is a minimal design such that it maximizes the amount of food you could put in the pan or the tray. So some of these, for example, might be a round design. Well, the problem with the round design is that it takes away from the food space that you could put in the corners. So, this is a squarish design, and it maximizes, how much food you could put in it. It's also wider versus deeper. The width is better because it has a more consistent air frying effect to it instead of stacking food on top of each other. So that is a plus, is that it's wide and it's square. And finally, it is very stylish looking. So you could see, just looking at it, it has a very clean design. Now, the fact that it's very simplistic is sort of neutral. It's really preference. But that is one of the features I like about this, is that it's simplistic. It doesn't have buttons all over the place. It just has your simple air fry, roast, bake, and reheat, and then time and temperature. So, but that's really it. That's really what I wanted to mention about the bad and the good of this particular Instant Vortex 6-quart air fryer. And I hope this helps, and please subscribe, and thank you for watching.